Congratulations, Canelo, on winning another classic middleweight fight. Did you think the fight was close in the 12th round? It turns out one judge gave you the 12th round, and that avoided another draw.
No, mira, mi esquina me mandó a cerrar el round para que no pasara lo de la pelea pasada. Fue lo que hice. Realmente estoy muy emocionado. Primeramente quiero darle las gracias.
You know, my corner told me to close the round because it was a very tight fight. So that's what I did. But I'm very excited and very emotional. And I want to thank.
Quiero darle las gracias a la gente que siempre creyó en mí. Estas peleas son para ellos. Y que viva México!
I want to thank everyone that believed in me. And this is for them. And long live Mexico.
Canelo, you said you were training for a knockout. You were supposed to be the counterpuncher, but you came out as the stalker early. Why did you do that?
No, es lo que le había dicho a la gente, no iba a ir hacia él. Es un buen peleador, no se dio un knockout, como lo dije, un knockout no se puede predecir una pelea y mucho menos de este nivel. Salí a hacerlo, hice todo el esfuerzo, salí a noquearlo, pero no se pudo. Es un gran peleador, pero gracias a Dios llevamos la victoria y tenemos los cinturones para México.
You know, that's what I did. I promised people I would go out to look for a knockout, but it's very difficult at this stage. He's a great fighter, but we tried to do it. But at the end, obviously, I got the victory. We got the victory. We took this victory for Mexico.
By midway through the fight, however people were scoring it, it looked like it was your fight, like you were doing what you wanted. You were winning the story of the fight, and you were landing vicious body punches. Maybe you would even knock him out. And right at the moment where it looked like he needed to come up with something, he rallied and won some rounds and seemed to hit you with big shots upstairs. What were you thinking in those mid to late rounds?
No, sí, ganó algunos rounds. Yo estaba queriéndolo conectar fuerte. Ganó algunos rounds, pero sabía que solamente eran combinaciones y pocas en los rounds, ¿no? Yo estaba haciendo mi trabajo y lo hice bien, gracias a Dios. En mi esquina hicimos un gran trabajo. Quiero agradecerle a mi esquina. Como lo he dicho, nadie le quiere dar el crédito, pero es la mejor esquina del mundo.
You know, again, he was connecting some punches, but they were few and far between, basically. And I was just following the instructions in my corner. And again, it was the opportunity, and I want to say a shout out to my corner. That is the best, absolutely best corner in the world of boxing.
What is in your chin? Because you're saying he didn't hit you a lot, but late in the fight, he hit you with some huge shots, and throughout his career, when Triple G lands shots like that, fighters crumble, and you barely wobbled. What is in your chin?
Mira, es un gran peleador, pero como lo dije, no, los rivales está la diferencia. Yo no soy cualquier rival, yo soy un peleador de élite y aquí lo demostré.
He's a great rival, he's a great opponent, but I said, every fighter, the rival depends on the rival that you have, and I am a great fighter, I'm a great rival, and I showed it tonight.
Canelo, you got the win here, but it was another close fight that looked like it could go either way. Would you consider round 25?
Mira, si la gente quiere una tercera pelea la hacemos, no, pero ahorita voy a disfrutar mi pelea, voy a disfrutar mi triunfo con mi familia, con mi gente y el ser campeón mundial de nuevo.
If the people want another fight, we'll do it again, but for now I'm going to enjoy the moment, enjoy it with my family, enjoy it with my people, but we'll do it again, no doubt.
Canelo, congratulations on a scintillating performance and a tremendous win in another classic middleweight title fight. Congratulations, champ.
Muchas gracias a toda la gente y hay que disfrutar la independencia de México. ¡Viva México, cabrones!
Jim.
And while Canelo Alvarez was beginning that interview with Max Kellerman, Gennady Golovkin left the ring. And you hear the response of many in the audience heaping derision on the Kazakh star as he, obviously in disappointment, leaves the ring. We will send Max Kellerman to the Golovkin dressing room to see if he can get an interview. I don't feel terribly confident or optimistic that that is going to happen. Obviously, Roy Jones, he's a tremendously disappointed fighter trying to hold his head high amid the disappointment, but at the end of the day, he loses for a variety of different reasons. The one glaringly obvious one, again, not enough body shots and not enough constant pressure to perform in the role of the attacking fighter Triple G against the counterpuncher Canelo Alvarez.
Well, this is my problem, Jim. This is what I feel bad about. Remember I told you earlier about how the fighter should talk to the fighter and not the trainer. The trainer talked all this time about, I want Canelo to do this, I want Canelo to do this, I want Canelo to do this. The media hear you saying you want Canelo to do this, you want Canelo to do this. Guess what? Canelo came out and did that. And what did you do about it? Nothing. So it's like the fight could have been called a draw again. The fight could have went to Triple G. There was a lot of mixed up rounds again. Triple G landed the most punches like the first fight. Canelo landed the more powerful punches like the first fight. We really could have had another draw. I feel like part of the outcome was the fact that y'all said you want him to come and do this, and guess what? That's what he came and did, and nobody did nothing about it.
Max Kellerman, your thoughts?
This is the latest chapter in a division, the middleweight division, that has seen so many great chapters authored between champions who put on shows like this. This is the latest one, and it's a worthy successor to so many that have come before. It was a great fight, better than the original, which is tough to do, and unexpected. We thought that for Triple G to win, and he almost did. I mean, it was a very close fight. He would have to pressure Canelo, put him on the ropes. Didn't do it one time. It was Canelo who was the aggressor. And Triple G, it was disappointing in the sense that he came out tentatively. He didn't show as much aggression. He never went to the body hardly at all. He didn't correct any of the mistakes of the first fight. But he did something even more praiseworthy, in my estimation, than enacting a game plan. He seemed to change his fate at a point where it seemed already to be written. You know, Canelo was fighting his fight. He was authoring the fight that he wanted to author. He was ripping Triple G to the body. Triple G looked old. He was huffing and puffing, gasping for air. And it looked to me like maybe Canelo's on his way to a knockout. And right when it looked as though, look, Triple G can't hurt this guy, he can't outwork this guy, he can land more punches, but they're not the more damaging ones. What's he gonna do? Triple G reached another level. He emptied the gas tank, and the gas tank was enough to get him to the end of the fight, and I'll be willing to bet enough to have a lot of people out there saying, I thought Triple G won that fight, or at least it was a draw or a very, very close fight. That was an amazing performance by a 36-year-old fighter who looked beaten and would not accept his fate. I'm disappointed that he won't talk to us because I'm very interested to see what he has to say right now. But congratulations to Canelo Alvarez, who has established himself where at one point people said he's doing it with smoke and mirrors and he's a creation of the hype machine and he's not really the next great Mexican fighter. Oh, yes, he is, and tonight proves it.
Indeed. It's easy to love Gennady Golovkin. His personality is endearing, his fighting style is exciting, and he's great. But at this moment, it's time to praise the greatness of Canelo Alvarez, who in a 14-year professional career has proven he can beat anybody on the planet not named Floyd Mayweather, who is an incredibly resourceful fighter, who time and again finds ways to impose his will on opposing fighters in the ring, who's able to do that even as a counterpuncher in a game where attackers are supposed to be more capable of imposing their will than counterpunchers, who does it with power and precision, and who tonight landed 46 body punches by CompuBox count to only 6 for Golovkin, in effect staring down an offensive fighting machine with one of the most critical components of offensive fighting, his will to go downstairs and go to the body. Gennady Golovkin was great tonight. Canelo Alvarez was greater. And at the end of the day, we may be looking at the continued architecture of one of the greatest careers in the history of middleweight boxing. It's the man from Guadalajara, Canelo Alvarez, who has now made this rivalry one draw, one win for Alvarez. Golovkin still looking for a victory. Thanks very much for being with us on this epic HBO pay-per-view presentation of Canelo Triple G2.